He sat in that cold lobby for nearly 9 hours, watching people rush past him like he was invisible. A black man in worn jeans and a simple hoodie, holding a backpack that looked more like it belonged to a school pickup than a boardroom. The receptionist barely looked up when he asked to speak with someone upstairs. Security gave him a long stare. Employees walked by laughing, checking their phones, never once offering a seat or a kind word. They had no idea the quiet man they made wait all day was the same person who signed every single one of their paychecks. If stories like this move you the way they move me, take a second right now to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. This is Whispers of Heart 0.2, and we're just getting started. Marcus Thompson never set out to own anything. He just wanted his 2 kids to have a roof that didn't leak and food that didn't come from a food bank every other week. After his wife passed from a sudden illness when the children were still small, Marcus worked double shifts at a warehouse, then nights cleaning offices, then weekends fixing cars for neighbors. Somewhere in the middle of all that exhaustion, he started a small delivery service with one beat-up van and a promise to treat every customer like family. That promise grew. One van became a fleet. One city became 3 states. By the time Marcus turned 42, he was the majority owner of a mid-sized logistics company that employed over 400 people. He still drove the same old truck most days and still packed school lunches himself. Money never changed the way he saw people. On a gray Tuesday in late autumn, he had an appointment at the main office in Atlanta. The board wanted to discuss expanding into the Midwest. Marcus had been up since 5 getting his daughter to school and his son to the doctor for a fever check. He didn't have time to change into a suit. He walked through the glass doors in his everyday clothes, backpack over one shoulder, and told the receptionist he was there for the 10 o'clock meeting. She glanced at his hoodie, then at the calendar, and said the conference room was occupied. He could wait. So he waited. Hours passed. People came and went. Some stared. A few whispered. One young man in a crisp shirt actually laughed and said under his breath, "Probably looking for a job application." Marcus heard it. He said nothing. He just sat on the hard bench near the window and watched the clock. At noon, he asked again if anyone could check on the meeting. The receptionist sighed like he was interrupting her day and told him someone would be with him eventually. At 2 o'clock, a security guard asked him to move because he was blocking the walkway. Marcus stood, stretched his sore back, and leaned against the wall instead. Around 3, a young woman named Keisha, who worked in accounting, noticed him still standing there. She had seen him earlier and felt something was off. She brought him a bottle of water and a granola bar from the break room. "You've been here a long time," she said quietly. "You okay?" Marcus smiled for the first time that day. He thanked her, asked about her kids when he saw the photo on her phone, and told her she had a kind heart. Keisha stayed a few minutes longer than she needed to, just talking. That small conversation was the only real human contact Marcus received all day. By 5:30, the lobby was emptying. The receptionist was packing her bag when the elevator doors opened and the company's vice president stepped out looking frantic. "Has Mr. Thompson arrived yet?" "The board has been waiting since 10. The receptionist froze. She pointed at the man still leaning against the wall. The vice president's face went pale. He walked straight to Marcus, shook his hand hard, and apologized over and over. Marcus simply nodded and said, "It's all right. I got to see how things really work around here." Word spread fast. By the next morning, every employee knew the quiet man in the hoodie was the owner. Some were terrified. Some were ashamed. Marcus called a full staff meeting the following week. He didn't fire anyone. He didn't raise his voice. He stood in front of them and told the truth about that long day in the lobby. Then he talked about Keisha. How one person choosing kindness when everyone else chose indifference had reminded him why he started the company in the first place. He promoted Keisha on the spot to a new role overseeing employee experience, with a real raise and real authority. He also announced a new company rule. Every visitor, no matter how they looked or what they wore, would be treated with the same respect they would give the owner himself. Because you never know who is standing in front of you. In the months that followed, something shifted inside that building. People started greeting each other by name. The receptionist began offering coffee to anyone who waited more than 10 minutes. Managers made a point of asking about family. The change wasn't perfect and it wasn't overnight, but it was real. Marcus still came to work in jeans sometimes, still packed those school lunches, still drove the old truck. His kids grew up watching their father treat people the way he wanted them treated, and that example stuck. Kindness is not complicated. It doesn't require a title or a paycheck or a perfect life. It only requires noticing the person in front of you and deciding they matter. Marcus could have walked in that day flashing his name and demanding the respect he was owed. Instead, he waited. He watched. And when the moment came, he chose to lift someone up rather than tear others down. That choice changed a workplace. It changed the way hundreds of people treated strangers. And it still echoes every time someone in that company offers a bottle of water or a genuine smile to a person who looks like they don't belong. You never know whose day you might be holding in your hands. The next time you see someone waiting, someone overlooked, someone who doesn't fit the picture in your head, remember the man in the hoodie. Remember Keisha's small act. Then do the kind thing. It costs almost nothing, and it can rewrite an entire story.